let's start the conversations again. I hope everybody had good lunch. Did it taste different after the morning's presentations? Did you enjoy the crickets or something? So I hope that the morning was informative. Myself, it was really inspiring and very much new things also. So thank you for all showing up. And before we go, if you want to know what to do or how to help or be part of the scientific-based environmental movement, you have the leaflet, the program leaflet, and on the back side there is a name, email address, and please fill them out in. And if you don't have the leaflet, there are several of them there. So if you want to hear more about Ecomodernist Society of Finland, please leave your contacts and we'll get back to you. The presentations will be available later on online, so it might take a while since we are doing volunteering work here. But one after the other, once they are ready, we are going to publish on the web, and we recommend that you would share the videos and recommend Ecomodernist Society of Finland to your friends and colleagues and mothers and loved ones as well. And please do join our Facebook, Suomen Ecomodernistit. Very high quality discussions, and new people are always welcome to contribute and learn in that one. So without further ado, and please try to share some of these moments now in Twitter and Facebook and so forth during this event. So, without further ado, I will introduce Juha Nousiainen. He is a senior vice president of Valio, which is the biggest milk company in Finland, I believe. And he's going to talk about carbon neutral milk chain of the future, or is future already here? Please, Juha.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. As being said, I'm Juha Nousiainen from Valio, and something about myself. I am quite a normal, let's say, cowboy from Finland. I've been born and raised in central Finland on a small dairy farm. I have been studied in University of Helsinki, animal nutrition. I made my thesis less than 20 years ago, and I have been working with in Valio more than 30 years. And I hope my topic is of some interest to you. And I have made this presentation with my colleague Anu Kaukoivri-Norja. Say hello, Anu. Hello. And this is it, and we are very excited about this topic, and I will tell you something about what we have been planned to do on this climate change. To start with, what are the headlines of today? Everyday headlines, I think, today is that we are facing the headlines of climate change, and we also are facing these headlines in dairy business every day. And there are a lot of critics against us, how we are, let's say, affecting climate negatively and effective nature negatively. More specifically, we are, let's say, we have a lot of critics against due to impacts on greenhouse gases as a result of animal and feed production. Phosphorus and nitrogen runoff is one of the topics about the critics, and in general, inefficient use of resources. And when we are producing high quality protein for the human consumption, we are using a lot of nature resources. And of course, also animal welfare is one of the topics which is continuously discussed in media, for example. And in nowadays society, solutions to global threats are expected very much from private companies. Perhaps we can say that these solutions are expected more from us than from other actors in the society. And we have done quite a lot of discussions and quite a lot of analysis in our company, asking us ourselves, what new solutions can the milk chain and or agriculture in general and the food industry create to mitigate climate change? This is what we have been asking for quite a long time. Some figures. This is our own modeling work about let's say kind of research efficiency in milk production. This is LCA analysis for drinkable milk, normal drinkable milk. And it says that more than 90%, actually here 93% of the carbon footprint is arising from the dairy farm activities. So crop production and animal production. Of course, the rest, let's say 7%, is coming from processing and logistics, and it is also important part of the whole chain. But anyhow, if we want to make a great impact on the resource efficiency, it should be done merely on dairy farms. Couple of words about the history. Methane emissions, for example, has been cut in half over the last 50 years. But this path, I think, is more or less gone, and we cannot have any impact by the normal measures we have been using during the past 50 years. This achievement to cut down, let's say, this methane emissions has been achieved by better animal welfare, better nutrition about the dairy cows, and also the breeding programs we have been running over the last, let's say, 100 years. And of course, part of the reduction is attributed to the reduced number of cows and the reduced amount of dairy production and milk production in Finland. We have to bear in our minds that ruminal methane production is very difficult to mitigate directly due to extensively buffered microbial ecosystem which dairy cows are harboring in the rumen. But anyhow, we have some indirect methods to do, and also there might be possibilities to decrease or mitigate the methane from the rumen also directly by certain feed additives. It's not easy, but might be possible. Okay. These are our, let's say, main action points, or how we see what should be done to mitigate climate change. Globally, the share of plant-based food in the diet must increase. And we don't like the let's say kind of competition between animal-based foods and plant-based food. I think we need to do the efficient food production together. Whatever it is, whether it is animal or plant-based. Also, the environmental impacts of animal production must be significantly reduced. Greenhouse gas emissions and also this nitrogen and phosphorus runoff. And then, thirdly, emissions must be removed from the atmosphere. We must reduce the amount of carbon in the air. And also, this is also important, the fourth point, from fossil economy we need to move towards circular economy. Our big target is change the concept that we are only harming the nature to a concept that we can create solutions for the climate change. This is our big target. And our vision is that we aim to carbon neutral milk chain. And I can say to you that, let's say, one year ago, I wouldn't dare to write this down or say it in loud. But now, when we have been, let's say, more closely thinking the whole question, I think this might be possible in the future. And what are the key solutions? The grassland-based production is one of the key solutions. And the grassland soils as a significant carbon sink from the atmosphere. And the other point, we can say a key point, that agricultural byproducts must be used, the energy and the nutrients must be used to replace fossil sources. And here, the manure in particular. We are just now planning a very big, large program. We call it Carbo program. And when we are speaking about our great target, this is how we have planned to do it. Couple of words about the Carbo program. The first thing is the grass and the grassland. How can we use the grassland as a carbon sink and perhaps also a novel raw material for food and feed? This is a very important part of our thinking. The second is green cow. How can we manage the dairy production in a way that it is more resource efficient? I mean the animal production. And here we have quite a lot of research to create a breeding program where we can improve the feed efficiency of the dairy cows. This is the one side, and the other side is that how we can create a more longevity dairy cows and having more milk from one animal in the life cycle of the animal. Then we have I call it joker, jokeri in Finnish, these feeding innovations. And I said that the mitigation of methane is not very easy task, but we have some of ideas here how to do it. by novel feed additives. And then the fourth point, new technology in barn. We have been, let's say, talking about zero energy barn a couple of years, and we have the technology here. We just need to take it in use. This means how we can increase the energy efficiency within the barn, yes, and also how we can when produce on the site energy, let's say, with the solar panels. And the fifth is strategies to improve biodiversity. Biodiversity and climate change are connected, as you know very well, and we want to create tools how dairy farms can improve biodiversity on the neighborhood of the dairy farms. We have a modeling part here. This is life cycle analysis. We do it in-house and try to aim to concrete working tool on dairy farms. We are starting farm pilots where we are taking in use these tools we are creating in research, and also we are planning to create a sustainability index for farms. And of course our proposal for the pro-manure ecosystem is very important part here. As I said, we need to take in use the energy from the side strains of milk production, and manure is the most important. And the target is the carbon neutral. I skip it over. Opportunities for the farmers. This is what we have been thinking quite a lot, how to motivate the dairy farmers to take in, let's say, concrete actions to improve the resource efficiency and the climate efficiency of the milk production. And I think to answer this very, very critical question is that the tools we are developing must be kind of tools that improve productivity on farms. And if we can succeed in this kind of tool planning, I think it is quite easy to motivate the dairy farmers to take concrete actions. This is the kind of preliminary thinking about the time plan. And we are doing also this carbon program on farms and pro-manure network on farms. In addition to this, we have started actions in our industry side. For example, renewable energy use, low carbon logistics, and so on. Packaging and other innovations on that side. So I stop with this picture from about Professor A.A. Virtanen. He very much created the foundation of the current milk production system in Finland. And we don't need to invent the wheel again. We need to update the system to give solutions for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Juha. Excellent presentation. Let's say that I was a bit uninformed about the position of Valio before this presentation. So, let's go from back.
The question: do we eat cows, milk cows? Do we eat them after?
Yes, you are just right. In Finland, let's say, meat production with cattle is partly, or let's say, about half of the production is coming from dairy cows, and the half of the production is coming from specialized cattle products. Yes.
So over there.
Thank you, Juha.
Have you explored more disruptive futures using things like bioreactors to actually grow milk from cells? I know there's a VTT here in Finland.
Yes.
Are actually
it's a very good question, and it's a hot topic of today. I know. We haven't done that kind of thinking, and but of course, these bioreactors in food production in the future might be one part or one solution of the whole food production.
Is it something that you think Valio would accept at some point?
So we are following research all the time, and yes, we are discussing and negotiating with many of the companies, but in general, at the moment, we are not yet.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Anu.
Okay.
I want to see the probe in your slide. Do you mind just going back, because you skipped over it, but for me, that's actually the most important part of this whole picture.
This one.
No, the probe in your slide, the one that was.
Yeah.
The one no before that.
Yeah, I was just skipping it over
I know,
because I have limited time.
No, but manure is very interesting.
Oh
So
yeah.
can you just quickly speak to what the idea is? What's new?
We have developed in-house one possibility for the processing of manure for the clean water, phosphorus, nitrogen, and energy. And we are just planning one plant in the middle of the Finland, kind of demonstration, let's say, plant. And then if it's going to work, we want to have more of those plants in Finland. And also, this is one part of our network. We want to create also similar kind of processing systems on their, which can be used on farms. So you are correct. This is very, very interesting and fascinating project.
Okay, we have time for one question. So please.
What are the main innovations that you think can increase the carbon sink in soil, in grassland soil?
Grassland. Grass, and grass.
So do you think that it will actually be a significant, that you can increase the sink?
Depends on the soil type. If we are speaking about the mineral soils, there are a lot of opportunities to increase the carbon sink to soil. But of course, when we are speaking about the organic soils, it's much more tricky. The good result there in organic soils could be that the carbon sink stays there and not decreases.
Yeah.
You are probably aware of the problems.
Yes, I'm.
Unfortunately, I hate to be this boring guy and interrupt the lively discussions and so forth, but we really need to stick with the schedule. And obviously, milk and that is a very interesting topic, and I hope Juha and
we are here the whole afternoon. If you want to ask something, let's.
Yeah. So when we are having coffee break and so please get chat and ask the questions that you couldn't ask today.